So over the last few months especially, I have had more and more people asking me about depression. Specifically clients asking if I felt that they were depressed based on certain symptoms that they have or things that they're experiencing. So I wanted to talk to you today about depression and what I believe it is, where it comes from, and what causes it, and just trying to get a better idea of what depression is. The first thing I want to address is the diagnosis of depression. Because I think it's really difficult to make that diagnosis. I think that so many of us are experiencing so many different things right now that it's hard to pigeonhole all of that into depression. But I will tell you this. From my personal experience with depression and from watching and helping clients with depression, the most common thing that they're experiencing is a lack of expression. And what I mean by that is most people who are experiencing depression symptoms are squashing, squelching, stopping, stuffing, shrinking who they really are. And they're usually doing that because they are telling themselves a story about who they need to be, how they need to act, the choices they need to make in their lives. And unfortunately, that dialogue that they have running in their head is not based on their own standards. It's based on someone else's standards. So a lot of the people that I see with depression are trying to make themselves small and trying to, at the same time, please everybody in their lives. Maybe they have parents that are telling them they should be pursuing a certain level of education or a certain career, or you should get married or you shouldn't get married. Most of the people that I have treated were holding back something in their life to please someone else. This is common, though. It's very common, and maybe that does explain why so many people have been diagnosed with depression. But I want to offer you this perspective. You can call depression a disorder. You can call it a mental illness. You can call it all of these things. You can medicate it or not medicate it. But for me, the fact remains that it's a journey. It's a rite of passage for most of us on this planet when we are so out of alignment with who we truly are that our highest self, our truest self, starts to fight back and say, like, what are you doing? You don't want this. You don't believe this. So it makes perfect sense to me that depression is happening for a lot of us, because a lot of us have made choices in our lives based on what we think we should do instead of what we really want to do. So another aspect of it, Another reason why we do this is because most of us experienced something in our childhood that made us feel like we were wrong, or we weren't enough, or we were too much. We had parents and teachers who said things like, you're too loud, you're too disruptive, you're acting like a clown, you're a show-off. All of these kinds of things that we didn't think caused any wounds in us actually did. And nobody meant to do these things to us. It's just that when you feel like somebody is judging you for who you are, or doesn't want to accept you for who you are, or even pushes you away because of who you are, you subconsciously start to adapt your behavior. And you start to squash who you really are. Because you don't want to lose people. You don't want to feel abandoned. You want to have friends. You want to have people like you. So a lot of us have been doing this since childhood. The judgment and the discipline and these things that we experienced with our parents and our teachers, I just want you to understand that the reason why they did that was because they were afraid of you and for you. And what I mean by that is, sometimes when you shine really bright, when you stand out from everyone else, it scares people. One, because deep down they want to shine too. And they haven't given themselves permission to. And so there's a part of them that's threatened by it. So they feel like they have to make sure you aren't as big and as bright as you really want to be. Another reason is because when people see you shining that brightly, it reminds them that they aren't. And that really, and again, this is all on a subconscious level, but that really gets to people, so they're triggered by you in a way. Now, part of them was trying to protect you. They didn't know that either, but a part of them, I do believe, was trying to protect you from, being teased by other kids, or there were a lot of adults that believed that if they didn't get you to behave a certain way, that you would never succeed in life. And I understand why they felt that way at that time. But I want you to understand more than anything that it was never about you. If you experience that kind of rejection or guilt or shame or whatever it was from your teachers or from your parents or from other kids, it was never about you. And even if you experience it now, it's not about you. It's that other person's insecurity. It's their maybe desire to be able to shine brightly too, and they are just not ready to do that. It's always their issue, not yours. Their insecurity, not yours. Their fear, and not yours. So let that sink in. all of the things that you're trying to adapt, all the ways that you're trying to adapt yourself to fit in with other people are actually the things that make you special, that make you you, and that, yes, make you shine. And those are all amazing things. So see if you can sit with that for a while today, and maybe even journal about it. Write about all of the ways that you used to shine when you were young, and maybe write down the ways you might have been ridiculed for it or disciplined for it. And then see if you can notice how much you still do that, how much you still stifle yourself or stuff your feelings or adapt yourself because you want everybody else around you to feel comfortable. See you next time.